Oh, we're doing the video in the bedroom today because I figured one, have more light, and two, I don't have to wait until nighttime for everybody to go to sleep, so you can see me a little bit better. Today is an odd day. I don't know. I feel kind of down. I feel kind of bummed. I didn't go to bed till like 3 in the morning. Had to get up at 7:30. Went to therapy. I love therapy. I think everybody should go to therapy. That's not why I'm dressed. Yeah, just for your information. Unless I leave my house, I usually don't get dressed. Be happy if I even wear a bra, because I don't ever wear one. And I'm hot, and my hair being down is driving me crazy. But yeah, I just feel kind of down. I have a project to do for therapy. I was expressing to my therapist how, everyone's like, oh, are you going to go back to work now that your son's going to school? Was affecting me. It made me feel like a loser, like a failure, because all these people I went to school with, high school with and such, have like these great successful lives, and you don't, or at least not in the same way as them. Yeah, it's been a rough day. A lot of thinking, which is not good. I don't know. So this project is, I'm supposed to draw myself as a tree, and the roots are my strengths and the branches are supposed to be my accomplishments. And I don't know if I can even do this project, because today I feel like I don't have either one. I don't think I'm strong. I think I'm just lucky sometimes. And even though I know logically that's not true, because I've been through a lot, and I know that there's a lot of people that are twice my age and hasn't even been through half of what I've been through. But I don't know. It's just one of those days, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I know logically I am a strong person and that I've accomplished a lot and I've, survived a lot, and I should be proud of it, but I don't know. Then I feel bad because I don't work, because I don't help bring money in, and it's not fair to my partner because he has to do it by himself, I don't contribute monetarily, and money's tight, and then I feel bad, and he always finds a way to give his family everything that they need, plus everything that they would just want. I don't know. Like, there's just so much going through my brain right now, and I was raised mostly by my grandma. Well, my grandmother and my mother both raised me, and I really miss her right now. She really was the only one who never made me feel bad for being different. Because looking back, I know that I've shown symptoms and I've suffered from this my whole life. I miss her. I miss her every day. It's been almost 9 years since she died. I was only 19 when she passed away. And, to sit here and think, wow, like, I'm almost 30 years old, and I'm engaged to be married, and I, have a 6-year-old son and an 8-year-old daughter, and all this great stuff, and she's not here. I know that she's here with me, but I want to physically see her here with me. And yeah, as time goes on, it does get easier to cope with. I mean, I'm never going to get over it. She was my best friend. I mean, she's the reason I woke up in the morning. And see, I really wasn't going to do a video today, because this is the part where I'm afraid it's going to scare people, because this is where my mind goes when I'm down. And I know that's not fun to be around.
And I know that it's not fun to know. And I know that sometimes that makes it hard to love me. And it makes it hard to be my friend. But hopefully in doing this, you know, people will understand. Because she was my best friend, and she always knew that something was different about me. Never. But she never once ever made me feel bad about it, or made me feel ashamed of who I was, or guilty for being different. And miss her a lot. We always called ourselves kindred spirits. So I miss my kindred spirit a lot today. I miss her a lot. The only other kindred spirit that I know is my very best friend who calls me. She always knows when to call. She always knows. It gets that feeling that something's wrong. And calls me. And, you know, this is a big milestone in my son's life. You know, him going to school, and you know, I just think about how she felt when I went to school. And I remember her telling me stories about how much she missed me, and how when my mother and my grandmother originally went to enroll me in school when I was 5, my grandmother started crying, saying she wasn't ready to let me go. So they told her, because my birthday was in June, they could wait until I was 6, and before she could even finish her sentence, my grandma had her purse and was up and out of the room, taking me home. So, yeah. Yeah, I miss her. I miss her a lot. I wish she was here. I wish she was here to meet my son and to see him off to school with me. You know, I think I've felt lonely ever since the day she died. Even though I have lots of people that love and care about me. I just miss her. I miss her so much. You know, and sometimes I even get angry at her for leaving me. Even though I know it wasn't her choice, you know, like I get mad that she died. I get mad at her because she left me when there was so much more that I needed her for. So this whole situation where in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks actually, I'm going to be sitting here by myself all day. It frightens me, because I'm going to be here alone, and I'm not worried about my safety or anything like that. It's just, you know, this disease is a lonely disease to begin with. No matter how I try to explain what it's like to live a life with this horrible disease, unless you have it or something similar, you won't understand. And I'm really debating of whether to even post this or not. I didn't expect to have one of these days, like day 2. But it's a very lonely disease. It makes you feel like an outcast. It makes you feel like a freak. It makes you feel like you have a neon sign above your head flashing that you're crazy, and everyone's gonna think you're crazy, and nobody will want to love you or care about you or be with you. And sometimes I'm sure that's how they do feel, you know, because I haven't always been stable. I'm stable now. I mean, even today in therapy, even though I'm having a day where I'm crying and I feel bad, at least I've recognized it and I'm coping with it the way I should, and I'm coping with it in a healthy way instead of going to unhealthy ways, to cope with these emotions and everything. But I mean, I really just feel so unsuccessful. I just feel so, I feel gypped, A lot of people I went to school with, they, have college degrees and they have a nice house and they have like all these great kids and great careers and great jobs, and I don't. And who knows if I ever will. That's a big possibility. More than likely I'll be able to work again one day, but it makes me feel a little unworthy of people. So I don't know. I probably shouldn't even post this thing, but I know that I need to. So sitting here and thinking about this project that I have about my strengths and my accomplishments, I know I have them, and they may not be the same as everybody else's, and somebody else may not see something I list as an accomplishment, but I know I have to know, I have to know in my heart that it is, because I believe that our Heavenly Father doesn't give you more than you can handle, and so He must really have a lot of faith in me, and He must really think I'm really strong. To have put me through a lot of what I've been through. To have had me experience a big loss at a young age, and to endure the things I've endured. He must think I'm really strong and that I'm one tough cookie, because He doesn't give you more than you can handle, and so He must have a lot of faith in me. So, but I have people that love me and care about me, that I love and care about very much so back. But and even though logically I know that all these bad things and down, depressing things I'm saying is not true, that's what the disease does. Actually, an assignment I had in therapy one time was to give my bipolar a name, and I chose the name Adolf. Now, before everybody freaks out, let me explain why I chose the name Adolf. The real Adolf Hitler was, yes, he was an evil man, but he was very intelligent, he was very charming, very charismatic. He spoke very eloquently, and it was easy to get caught up in his lies and in his evilness, pretty much. And that's exactly how bipolar works. The Adolf that's my disease is always there, and it acts like it's your best friend, and sometimes it can't be. And then it can be your worst enemy that would like to see nothing more than for you to fail. And I can't live my life fighting against it, because I'll never win. Because Adolf will always be there, whether I want him to be or not. So I have to learn to live with Adolf, to cohabitate, with him. Be like, okay, yeah, you may have this part of me, but you're not getting this part. And set the boundaries and try to keep the scales balanced. But when he knows that there's even something in my mind that's questionable, he's gonna try and tip that scale in his favor. And that's when today, like, things like today happen. You know, that's when moments like this happen. He's gonna play on it, and he's gonna, you know, snake his way around it, and get me to go to that dark place that he wants me to go. So you're probably thinking even more crazy for giving my disease a name, but, you know, today's an Adolf Day. So, you know, it's like you're constantly a prisoner in your own body. I mean, it's like Frida Kahlo, which is, she was a Mexican artist in the late 30s, early 40s. And she had a lot of physical problems, and that came out in her painting. Like, she wasn't afraid to bare her soul on the paintings, and she was actually one of the reasons why I started this project. I was inspired by her. She's a big inspiration in my life, and she had said that when she died, that she wanted her Judas of a body to be burnt, because it did nothing but betray her whole life, because of the pain that she was in, and, you know, and all that she had endured. And I know exactly what she feels like. You know, it's hard when you have a mind that's supposed to be your solace and, you know, your comfort, be your enemy, you know, and betray you and work against you. But, you know, I'm, you know, even though I still have my bad days like everybody else, you know, I can cope with them. I know what to do. I know that it's okay, you know, to give it a little slack and to cry about it. And, you know, this is a perfect example of what happens when that happens. I know that I'm a great person. I know that the world has yet to see the great things I had to offer, you know, but it's just days like today, you just feel a little bit less than everybody else. But yeah, so not even 2 weeks and the little boogers in school. I'm really gonna miss him. Gonna miss him a lot. I don't know. Didn't really get as many views as I had hoped, but I'm still putting the word out there. You know, I want people to comment, I want people to rate me, ask me questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them. I don't know, it's just one of those days. So, I will be brave and post this. Hopefully they'll come back. I'm fine. I know it looks scary and I get a little morose and morbid, but it'll be okay. You know, I just remind myself that I must be a really strong person to be able to do this. And I'm trying to remind myself that I'm even stronger by putting this out there for the world to see, because this is the part of me that scares me. This is the part of me that makes me feel like I'm not lovable, and that I'm not likable, and that people won't want to get to know me, and that people won't love me. You know. And then I just remind myself that I'm a woman who had a rough life, but has made the best of it, and has given herself a good family. And, you know, I've come a long way for someone with all my burdens and all my problems and issues. And, you know, I'm still here. And that has to be the main thing. So, still here. Alrighty. Well, this was August 3rd, 2011, and I hope that you come back. And blessed be, and God bless.